You know, in the business world, it feels like the ground is always shifting beneath our feet. You've got new technologies, new competitors, new rules. I mean, it just never stops. So how do you even begin to plan for a future that feels so uncertain? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a really powerful framework for doing exactly that. Let's get into it.
And this, right here, this is the question that keeps leaders up at night. It's not just about, surviving the next quarter. It's about having the foresight to actually thrive in the next decade. So are you just reacting to change as it happens, or are you getting out ahead of it?
And that really gets to the core challenge we're talking about: flux. It's this continuous, often unpredictable flow of events and shifts that can make even the most detailed 5-year plan feel kind of obsolete the second it's printed. So, here's our game plan. We're going to build a toolkit together. We'll start by really defining this flux. Then, we'll introduce the skill set you need to handle it, which is strategic intelligence. From there, we'll look at things through a special lens of time, break down 7 key areas of change, and finally, show you how to turn all that analysis into a real competitive advantage.
Okay, first up, navigating the flux. Look, this concept is more than just change. It's about the interconnected, sometimes chaotic nature of all the forces hitting your business at once. It's why just keeping an eye on your direct competitors isn't nearly enough anymore.
And this quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? Trying to guess what's coming next is a fool's game. The real goal, the smarter play, is to build a system, a discipline really, that lets your organization sense, interpret, and get ready for whatever is coming over the horizon. So what is that discipline? It's called strategic intelligence. And this isn't about having a crystal ball. Not at all. It's about developing a very specific skill set to turn all that noise and uncertainty into a clear signal, into actionable insight.
Now, what's so crucial to get here is that strategic intelligence is an active process. It's not a one-and-done report. It's a continuous loop of gathering info, making sense of it, and then using that understanding to make smarter, more forward-looking decisions. It's about making awareness a core part of how you do business.
So how does this work in the real world? Well, it all starts with gathering the raw material. That's steps 1 and 2. Structured brainstorming sessions with your own team to see what they're noticing, and focus groups with your customers to really get their shifting perspectives. Once you've got all that raw info, then you move to the powerful part. Step 3, the analysis. This is where we apply some frameworks to turn all that data into genuine insight.
And the first framework for our analysis is deceptively simple, but believe me, it is incredibly powerful. It's about looking at any issue not just as a single snapshot in time, but as part of a much bigger story. We need to look at it through a lens of time.
What's so interesting here is how these 3 simple questions build on each other. I mean, think about it. To really understand what's happening now, you absolutely have to understand how you got here. What past events created today's reality? Because only by seeing that trajectory from past to present can you make a truly educated guess about where things are headed. Suddenly, you start seeing the trends, not just the random events.
All right, so we've got our lens of time, but where do we point it?
To make sure our analysis is truly complete, we use the checklist. This covers the 7 key areas where those big, game-changing shifts are most likely to come from. This checklist is great because it forces you to look outside your own little bubble. You have to think about shifts in technology, like AI, economic factors like inflation, market dynamics, new competitors, political instability, or maybe new alliances, changes in laws and regulations, evolving ethical standards, and of course, those big societal shifts in values and behaviors. It gives you that full 360-degree view.
And boom, here's where it all comes together so beautifully. This rubric combines our 2 frameworks into one. You just take each of the 7 areas from our checklist and you run it through our lens of time. For example, for technology, you ask, what has changed, what hardware is now a paperweight, what is changing right now, what software is becoming dominant, and what will change, what's the emerging tech that could disrupt our entire model. You do this for all 7 areas, you fill out the grid, and this is how you systematically map the flux.
So why go through all this trouble, right? It's because this kind of structured thinking is what separates the companies that are victims of the future from the ones that are the architects of it. Let's talk about how this turns all that chaos into real clarity. And this, right here, is the ultimate payoff. The entire point of the rubric and the checklists is to take that overwhelming random flux and give it some structure. And when you apply the system, what once looked like total chaos, it starts to resolve into patterns, into trends, and most importantly, into strategic opportunities that you can jump on before anyone else.
Which brings us to the final, and frankly, the most important question. This whole framework, it gives you the map. It shows you the terrain. It shows you where the currents are flowing. But intelligence on its own is useless without action. So after you've laid it all out on the table, the only question that really matters is this: what are you gonna do about it? What's your move?